Mendel's first two laws of inheritance are known as the law of dominance and the law of segregation. And how exactly did he discover these two laws? Well, while experimenting with his peas, Mendel discovered that, lo and behold, when he crossed pea plants with different traits together, only one of the traits would show up in the offspring. For example, when he crossed green pea pods with yellow pea pods, they would only produce yellow pea pods. And when he crossed pea plants with white flowers versus pea plants with purple flowers, the offspring would only have purple flowers. And this is known as the parental generation. And this is the F1 generation, or the offspring of the parental generation. So when Mendel first observed this, he thought, oh, maybe those traits just disappeared altogether, and that's why they didn't appear in the offspring. But when he crossed the offspring, or the F1 generation, with each other, they produced both phenotypes again. So the yellow pea plants of the F generation crossed produced yellow and green pea plants, and the purple flowers of the F1 generation crossed would produce purple and white flowers. So clearly they didn't disappear altogether because they showed up once again. So through more careful experiments, Mendel had enough evidence to conclude the first two laws of inheritance, the law of dominance and segregation. In the law of dominance, Mendel observed that there are dominant traits that can cover up other traits known as recessive traits. So dominant traits versus recessive traits. And in these two examples, the dominant trait is the yellow pea plant, so yellow allele big Y, and the recessive trait is the green pea plant, or little y. And here again, the purple flower is dominant, and the little p is recessive, or the white flower is recessive. And so it's not that the recessive allele just completely disappeared. It was just masked by the dominant allele, so it was hidden. But the information, the genetic information that codes for the recessive allele is still here within the F1 generations. In the law of segregation, Mendel observed that phenotype was determined by the inherited traits of both parents, but these traits separated when the F1 generation crossbred to produce F2 generations. This was only logical to explain why some flowers were purple while other flowers were white, or some pea pods were green while others were yellow in the F2 generation. And we discuss this in more detail in a different video. So in separate videos, we'll be covering the law of dominance and the law of segregation with modern terminology.